Hello and welcome to another Raggy's Beers, Wines and Spirits review, and first one of 2020, a new decade. How weird's that? Today from the Costco Gin Advent Calendar. We'll call it the Gin Advent Calendar. I don't really want to advertise Costco. This little fella, the Lakes Gin. Don't know nothing about it. Not a brand I've actually heard of. Made in Cumbria. 43.7%. Shish. And obviously it's a clear, so it's, it's a pure gin rather than a flavoured gin. 43.7%. As you can guess, I've never heard of it. Don't know nothing about the brand. It wasn't on sale when I worked at Sainsbury's. May well be now, because there's gin everywhere now. It's just, the market's flooded. So, crystal clear, as you'd expect from a normal gin. There we go. Even though the alcohol content is 43, the aroma doesn't blast you with the alcohol content straight away. Obviously I can smell the citrus and juniper elements on it, but it's not really powerful smell. I'm going to water it down. I'm going to have a sip, get a thing of it, and then water it down a bit, because to be honest, that's way too strong for me. So yeah, as gin goes, it's quite nice tasting. Got to get used to putting it. Forget sometimes where the camera is. Yeah, as gin goes, it's quite nice tasting. Albeit bloody strong. I'll see. I'm going to the water. Run the water a second, make sure it's clean, clear water. Well, it is clear water, but I've learned now with taps to run it for a few seconds before you do a kettle, because water that sits in the pipes overnight, if your pipes are old pipes, or if you had a leak on your pipes, you could be drinking something that you don't really want to be drinking. Little tip there, but you probably already know anyway. So I did a review last night, late on, a prune juice review. I wasn't pissed when I did it, but I was getting there, and I was speaking to two at the same time. Don't know if I'll ever do that again, but it was interesting nonetheless. I might do it on Instagram, because obviously with social media, there's a game to be played. To build yourself up, you have to be on lots of different social media platforms. I'm not a big talker, to be fair, bar this bit here. Too busy a life to do all that, so you do what you can. But I've obviously got the channel, Raggy's Beers, Wines and Spirit Reviews on Facebook. I've got the YouTube channel. And then I've also got the Instagram page. And so I might put a couple of videos on there just to see how they go as well, see if they get any likes or whatever. One of these days, probably soon actually, because I might just tip the toe in the water. I mean, I see some people, like some of these people off Geordie Shore, they've got millions of people following, and you think to yourself, there's nothing about you, but obviously people get lucky, don't they? And these people are living a high life now, and like people like us, most of us are going to work, earning the pittance, and then some of these social media stars are just raking it in. It's a funny world, Getting on the ladder's the main thing, I suppose. So I've just watered it down. Yeah, that's better. I don't know anybody who could drink it straight and not suffer afterwards, because so not overly junipery. There's citrus elements there, there's juniper elements, it's nice. It's a nice. I think it's a more pleasant gin than some of the other pure gins that I've tasted. %, bloody hell, that's strong. And again, this advent calendar, I'm literally amazed at how good the gins have been. Next year, have a look on the back first. So say you're buying your fella this, or you're buying your lady this. Have a look on the back first. Make sure there's brands you recognise. Don't buy one if it's all brands you've never ever heard of, because you're buying for it. You're paying probably a lot for a cheap as chips advent calendar. But that, for the price, it was, I think my wife picked it up for my son, and it was 50 quid. Yes, miniatures are an expensive way of doing it, but when these miniatures are 3 or 4 quid a bottle, you'll get 24 of them. You know, you're getting your money back and a bit more, and you're getting to taste some very nice gins, as long as you water them down a bit, because if they're too strong, whoa, you feel it afterwards. Yeah, that's quite amicable now. It's pleasant. It's not too much taste, too much that juniper. That juniper's a real. It can be a killer taste-wise, because most gins are baseless tasting, like vodkas especially are. That's why people who make spirits can add stuff to the vodkas and make whiskies, rums, whatever. Or you distill it yourself, which is a bit more, you know, less legal way of doing it. So, on the nose, citrus juniper, taste the same. It was nice, very strong, without water added. With water added, brought it down a little bit, made it a much more pleasant tasting gin. So out of 5, I quite like that. I'm not a gin lover by no means. My friends will know that because I take the piss out of him with it. But that was a very pleasant tasting gin. How much? Let's go. 4.4 out of 5. It was okay. Obviously it's not my cup of tea, so I'm not going to give it 4.7 or 4.6 because it doesn't float my boat as it were, but I respect what is there. Right. And let's hope your day is as good as mine, hopefully. And work tomorrow. Oh dear. Full day as well. I haven't done a full day for a couple of weeks now. Dear oh dear. Thanks for watching. See you soon.